Riot committed one of the biggest mistakes in WildRift. They overbuffed the champion that was completely fine, at least in the jungle department, and here we see the consequence. 96% win rate, rank 1 Talon in the jungle, running around the map, killing people on cooldown. You see the win rates on your screen. That is absolutely insane. Curious to see though is that he starts with his second ability over his first ability, even though that the first ability has been overbuffed already. So yeah, but generally speaking, Talon is such a powerful champion that it's very likely to see him just fully clear the jungle, and with him fully clearing the jungle, this will enable him to just snowball the game into a point where the enemy just gets completely picked apart. Nice kiting by him, and if you've seen Talon so far in your games, what's your experience with him so far? Have people finally picked up on how to play this champion, or is he still suffering too much in your games? Like, let me know in the comments below, because I'm very curious about what you think. He's also putting another point into his second ability, jumping to the monster to get there a little bit faster, going for typical jungle clear, pathing towards the Teemo up there. Just very curious to see what will happen very soon after, because this Talon can very much just take over the game when the enemy makes a single mistake. He's an assassin after all. If there are any mistakes happening, he will capitalize. But so far we already see a difference in the jungle clear department. If you watched my jungle clear, you see that the first ability start is a lot faster than this. You would have been already done with your jungle clear. Now he goes for a gank up there on the Aatrox, jumps over the wall, used the first ability to gap close, and will just pick up the free kill on the Aatrox. And like, if you've seen Talon in your games, how much damage is he doing now from your perception? Does he feel a lot stronger? Does he feel weaker? Like, what is your take on that one? And if anything, like, where would you place him if I were to release the tier list right now? From my perspective, he's going to be at least an S tier jungle. Like the highest tier possible. However, if you look for the direct comparison, ooh, nice jump there onto the Syndra, but he'll not reach. He does in fact reach and jumps over. What a nice escape artist. And his mid laner even survived, and now he just goes for a quick little reset. Kha'Zix meanwhile trying his hardest to achieve something. But yeah, the damage of Talon is quite insane now. Like, it was already fine, and look at the fish stick actually picking up the double kill, not even needing the Talon. Kha'Zix also dying means there's a lot less time for the Kha'Zix to farm, whereas the Talon is absolutely demolishing the jungle. He farms so quickly after just getting his first reset, and the power of this champion is just being very efficient with farming, and then looking for a potential other place to go for. And for the next champion that's coming out, we already know about Kindred, who will find another nice play. He is trying to go for a specific play. This wall is still on cooldown. But what are your thoughts on the next incoming champion, Kindred? Ooh, now he's keeping behind the tower. Ooh, uses his ultimate to just get closer, but it doesn't succeed. Getting closer with this E ability and just has to disengage from this play. Sadly, this play went horribly wrong, and he didn't get anything from this outside of putting his ultimate on cooldown. And I'm just really hopeful to see more champions released faster in WildRift, because I really want to see more diversity, and I really hope they might rethink their approach to changing champions. Because if we're honest, let's talk about Talon for a second. Like this champion and why it was buffed or nerfed, or why it was released in a state where people believe it was weak. Number one, Talon is not a very easy champion. There's a specific reason they buffed the spells they did, because people found it very difficult to get off the combo. To make it easier, they buffed a part of the combo, which you would always, or most people go for, the ranged first ability, and you'll see this happen plenty times, because people refuse to utilize the ultimate to walk close from stealth, and then use the auto attack into Q cancel to hit the enemy with another auto attack. It's so much damage. And you'd be surprised how much damage he does. Stealthing onto the Kha'Zix, looking for another opportunity. Ooh, this Kha'Zix will eventually fall dice to the red buff effect. No more spells available for the Talon. He has to reset, but the Aatrox goes too close. Has to be really careful. The Talon has so much damage. kills him and survives the onslaught of the Syndra, jumps the wall and instantly recalls because Herald is still available. Kha'Zix just has respawned and now it's a race for the objective. Talon is so ridiculously fat, he can just go to the Herald, take that one down, and if the Kha'Zix is anywhere close, he'll just one-tap the Kha'Zix. Is the Kha'Zix here? No, he's not. Kha'Zix probably waiting around the corner. 362 bleed damage on the monster. One item, by the way. Kha'Zix gets the dragon, which is ability ace, but now the Kha'Zix will lose his jungle on the other side of the map because the Talon is already here, which will also give the Talon level 9. Ooh, do we see a trap here? The Talon might just wait for the Kha'Zix to appear, but no, he places the Herald to gain platings onto the mid lane and now instantly rotates to the other side of the map, taking down the Krug camp, hitting level 9 and now running after the Aatrox. You're a goner. You are gone, good sir. Instantly one-tapped and the ultimate is only a 40-second cooldown. He's running around the map so fast with the power of Yumus, it's quite insane. And the only issue about Talon as of now is his sustain. Without having access to sustain, it might be very difficult to consistently carry. So the idea is for some people to exchange Giant Slayer for Bloodline, or at least have Gluttonous Grease. Any form of sustain would be very much appreciated because it's so important to be proactive or able to play on the map. Ooh, if the Syndra gets too close, you might get instantly damned with the ult combo. He's patiently waiting, goes close, hits the ultimate, goes in deep, just one-taps the Syndra, she is gone. But if there's one thing that makes life of a Talon so much more difficult, it's just having to deal with Crown of the Shattered Queen. But with the changes to his first ability, he can finally play around it to some degree. But otherwise it was just so goddamn difficult for this champion to achieve anything once this item was set in. Going for a full lethality approach, having armor pen from runes, from items, having 3 armor pen items now with the boots of dynamism as well, and Dustblade will deal a lot of bonus damage. Like, he'll deal so much damage, but he will be very, very squishy. Like, he doesn't have overgrowth, he doesn't have any HP item. Using this ultimate here probably wouldn't have achieved anything, the person was dead anyway, but the cooldown is so low you wouldn't even feel a difference. But the thing is, now he will not get a free kill onto the Syndra, who's also roaming onto the other side of the map, whereas their bot lane is making a big play against the Alistair and Tristana, while the Kha'Zix was already there. But now the Syndra appears there, even though they saw this, they still fall victim to this gank. And just generally asking, what is the most annoying champion you're currently facing? Like, what is your go-to ban, and why? What champion do you not want to play against under any circumstance? Oh, this guy will be a goner, and he's gone. Where did Aatrox go? 157 extra gold from First Strike. Very nicely done. Instantly clearing the Krug camp as well. And just jumping walls continuously, making sure he always reaches. We're also seeing a nice approach here with Protobelt, because he will have to go to walls. But now he's just picking up some extra lethality, having so much armor pen already. Sorry for just using this interchangeably. He's having so much lethality that many enemy champions will barely have any armor. So, if he gets too close, yeah, the Syndra is just gone, look. It's just gone, instantly. Another 110 gold extra. And look at the rotations. Like, he can just go here and farm side lane, which is so important. And it's something more junglers need to definitely do. If you play your game and you play jungle, how many times do you catch yourself and actually go into the side lane? Like, how many times do you do this? Because it could be so much of a difference maker for your gold income to have proper impact in your games. But what I'm curious about is if Talon will always have a low or high damage number at the end of the game due to how his kit functions. He goes for one quick kill, but then afterwards he might be able to get one more, but will he be able to do more? Like for example, if a Kha'Zix jumps in, he deals like 50k damage and goes to the next target and the next target and the next target. He just picked up a triple kill out of nowhere. Talon is now waiting in the brush for a potential victim coming around the corner. And it's just so much important, it's so very important to use these brushes to your advantage. The Alistair needs to be really careful, nice stealthy to avoid the damage. One taps the Kha'Zix, where did the bug go? Brother man, you thought you had him, but in fact he had you. God damn, he was just taken care of. And with this, the hopes of the dragon will certainly go away. Aatrox also needs to be careful. If this passive is fully stacked on him, the Talon will just jump into the face and instantly kill him. Nice combo, but the Nami picks up the kill though. The Kha'Zix is still on the life. Nice jump onto the Tristana. Doesn't die instantly, but dies soon after. Now the cow is the only survivor, but this beef will be taken. Steak for today. And with that, ooh, the Kha'Zix jumping in, even flashing as we saw on the minimap and using his ultimate again. Ooh, will he try to steal this? It's a higher possibility that he will try, but will he succeed? He will die. Ooh, no, he got the dragon. So the soul condition is not off the map so far. This would have been rather huge for the Talon to deny this. And if you're wondering, why is he going for Black Cleaver? Black Cleaver offers a lot of haste. It also offers the ability to deal a lot of, like to mitigate or cut away a lot of armor on the enemy team, while also providing you with decent base stats. Alternatively, if you don't need the armor shred, you can debate going for Trinity Force, because Trinity Force provides you with HP, movement speed from the get-go, like on the item itself, as well as the proc, and the bonus Spellblade thing, which you can always utilize from stealth. And since you're full combo, even if you full combo from stealth, you still have another first ability soon after. And Talon without ultimate feels just very weak, which is probably one of the issues here. Like, if you see this fight, how can he realistically approach the fight without just getting killed? But you see the enemy is spreading thin, hitting the nice abilities, dealing so much damage, the enemy will fall to the bleed. Like 600 damage was the bleeding alone onto the Syndra. So yeah, it was quite a lot of damage, but yeah. It's very difficult for Talon to navigate through a fight if the enemy team is playing to deny him. Ooh, and this person also dies. This will be an easy Nasher pickup. The Nasher at 12 minutes is like so weak it instantly dies. Like sadly he gets afflicted with the debuff, so he deals less damage to it. But with the Nami behind him, ooh, the Nami doesn't have mana, but should still not be a problem. Securing the Nasher quite easily. Another 317 gold into the bags of the Talon. Now picking up a Black Cleaver. And what else will be built? Does he build? Oh, he builds Zonius in this case. And another lethality item. Another Dirk into his inventory. Like, the enemy team will not have any armor. I can promise you that one. He also has two HP items with Edge of Night and Black Cleaver, making him a lot tankier. But the question is, wouldn't a Stark Gage not just be so much better at this point, granting him so much AD? Ooh, look at the nice combo. Look what he just did. He just went into stealth, went close, was forced to use the range Q though, but he utilized the ultimate to get closer, rather than just smashing buttons. Now we reach the point where his ultimate will come up so soon again, that he just will spam it for a kill every single time. We'll get the Aatrox here with the Smite secure. The Edge of Night, the nasty headbutt of the Alistair. What a comical situation. Now the Alistair is left alone, will get knocked up and nearly die, and dies. Now the Zonius is used to swap out the turret aggro. Nami is tanking for ages, and here you see there's just no sustain for the Talon. Every other jungle champion just goes into the jungle for a brief moment, and just picks up healing. And if you don't have any sustain, this might be a big problem. So the question is that we have, against whom is he buying Serpent's Fang? Who is the threat that made him build Serpent's Fang? And with that in mind, why not just build any other item that maybe even provides you with sustain? Ooh, Tristana is alone there. He can just get close with the ultimate. He can just pop the ult if he wants to. Pops the ult in close range to go for the kill. And picks it up relatively easily. You can also do so from stealth without any counterplay, but you wanted to give the Tristana an illusion. Because the Tristana can't really do anything unless she uses any of her spells to get rid of the Edge of Night Shield. And if that doesn't happen, there's no way of survival. The pushing is slowly happening. The Talon is going for the side wave, making sure they have multiple waves pushing. They let down the inhibitor tower in mid lane. And now the Talon is again looking for opportunities. He has his ultimate up again, so anyone who walks up gets immediately one-tapped. Apart from the cow. We have dragon spawning. They choose to stop the onslaught here. The siege will end and they will just go over to finally get the third dragon of the game, which will not be a soul. As you've seen, his Q ability or his first ability has a 3.8 second cooldown, which is not that high compared to before. Talon looking for potential victims while running through the jungle, finding the cow here, but the cow is still relatively tanky, but the Tristana is behind the cow, but they need to be really careful. He just pops still to get through, but the Tristana makes a massive mistake by jumping in and just suiciding for the fun of it. Now the Talon just instantly goes for more just to look for camps, but somehow the Varus is dying. This is a perfect Nashor opportunity. Baiting the enemy in would be the play to make, because there's nothing to achieve in mid lane, and nothing to achieve in top lane without the wave being in position. And yeah, it's just so many games. If you speak from experience, for example, right now, so many games are decided at this point because people go for random kills rather than securing Nashor. So, for example, the Varus dying there is such a big punishment. Ooh, the Kha'Zix now gets instantly blown out. No, it's the Syndra and the Kha'Zix. Both of them will disappear. Syndra flashing over, but the flash of Talon is just good enough to get after her. Now the cow is left alone there, nobody's there to help him. They can now end the game, or if they believe they can't end the game, they just go for Nashor. Tristana gets locked up, instantly killed by the Talon. Talon now goes away. There's just no more hope. This game will certainly end here. Pops the ultimate, kills the Aatrox as well, and just cleans the enemy team. So, as we just talked about jungle Talon, what about mid lane Talon with Phase Rush? And take a good look at the bottom left into the rune department, and for you having played Talon mid lane so far, what is your perspective, what is your opinion on Talon mid lane? He has been very weak beforehand, and now it might be a difference. That might be very different because they changed the champion, they buffed the champion very heavily. And the question is, why isn't the Yasuo playing the game here? The Yasuo could be so more aggressive because the Talon cannot really do anything in the early game, and for some reason the Yasuo is just giving him so much space. It's very cute, like very weird to see because Yasuo is so much stronger. Now just walks up randomly, not even level 2, and the Talon procs the passive on him. So the Yasuo is showcasing that he doesn't have any matchup knowledge about the champion so far, about how to play against him. And this will also be one of the things why Talon gets so many kills in the early stages, because people do not know what will happen if the Talon hits you with 2 of the second abilities. Again, another nice hit. He will jump. Why isn't he going in? I think, doesn't he kill the Yasuo if he jumps in, pops the bleed, pops an auto attack, ignites, and flashes away? Wasn't this enough unless the Yasuo has specific runes? Ooh. Yasuo living on the edge. Talon has to get rid of the shield though. The pullback from the blade, so the passive cannot be procced, but now Phase Rush is procced, so he has lower cooldowns. So the entire purpose of Phase Rush for mid lane, ooh, nice combo here, gets the kill, shows the Karabia mode. You'll love to see it. But yeah, the entire purpose, I guess, of Phase Rush in mid lane is getting your cooldown refund. And then you can go away from trades. Because if the enemy avoids any part of your combo in the laning phase, you're standing there with your pants down. And if that happens, you're in such big trouble that you might just get killed on the spot. So yeah, it's something you have to really keep in mind. Oh, we see a Lee Sin Hecarim jungle matchup, something that we usually never see because it's always permabanned. Hecarim doesn't have flash, gets caught, nice ultimate by the Talon, Lee Sin gets level 5, kicks this guy into the face, gets another kill, double kill to the hands of the Talon. So, from my perspective so far, if I'm just honest, if the Yasuo played the champion level 1 against the Talon would never been in a position where he's allowed to snowball into the Yasuo. There's just no way this should ever happen. Also, this game, the Yasuo just needs to go for plated steel caps. And I really hope that the Yasuo started with Ruby Crystal and just goes for, what is it called? Plated steel caps, as I said before, instantly. And if that doesn't happen, then I'm sorry, Yasuo, you are indeed trolling. Okay, he has plated steel caps, ignite, and lethal tempo. But yeah, we've now reached a point where the Talon should not be able to kill the Yasuo anymore. Plated steel caps are too much. You already know. If you're a plated steel caps hater, let me know in the comments below, because these boots are goddamn broken, as well as all the other defensive boots, aka Merc Threats. Now we see Talon's strength going for rotations, probably waits until the enemy recalls, doesn't even do so, just jumps in, goes for a quick combo to the Olaf, kills the Olaf, and now the Hecarim is left alone, gets killed again with the low cooldown of the Talon. You saw how many blade, like, he attached, so, like, he applied so many passive stacks onto all of them, and then just proc them after each other, and then they just all bled to death. This is probably the best case scenario, because both your blades on your ult apply one stack on casting it, and another stack as they go back. So, you can then just proc the passive with another Q, and since the Q has such a low cooldown nowadays, especially if you kill something, it's very nice to utilize it. Like, look, instantly killed, got a reset, gets another one here. Ooh, enemy has to flash, but hops the wall. Like, you see how he's maneuvering the champion, utilizing every single bit he has. Jumps over the wall, kills the Hecarim, 300 crit, now kills the Yasuo as well, 210 crit, 8 and 0, absolute demonic performance. Like, seeing this just makes me want to play Talon. I just don't know, like, it's so nice to see. If, like, it doesn't even matter if the player plays the champion to, like, 100% of the potential, because we are currently just backseating. But seeing things like a certain thought process happening that you can literally follow as the player makes plays, and then utilizing his kit to, like, at least an adequate level, where he's then able to punish enemies for either not knowing or being incapable due to champion choice to do anything about this. Now Talon leaves mid lane again, goes for a quick rotation, jumps wall over wall over wall, and will reach this plane relatively early. Hecarim, you're about to be picked up, he gives up on life, and the Lee Sin just steals the kill, this little fiend. But this now will spell the Herald. Why are they pinging for dragon? They're all, like, only the Yasuo can be on the dragon. Why, what is happening? Now we'll see a massive fight down there, what's happening. The Malphite just wants blood. Malphite dies as a consequence. Flashes in onto the Zeri, instantly kills the Zeri. The Pyke has to walk away, has to E away, but now the Hecarim is walking around the corner. Needs to be careful as well. He doesn't just die because the Talon has so much damage. Nice bomb by Tristana, he should be gone now. Yep, and he's a goner. F in the chat for my brother Hecarim. Oh, no mana Talon? Feels bad, man. Oh, you'll take this, yep. Mine now. And this Talon is taking a different approach, not going for another lethality item right here, but rather goes for a percentage pen armor item, which is going to be Black Cleaver, making him tanky, and then instantly after goes for another percent armor pen item, which is Cyrilda's Grudge. And in case you didn't know, there's something that in WildRift is very special about slows. Slows actually do stack in WildRift. But they don't stack with 100% efficiency. They're like a third of the previous slow if you apply two slows at the same time. Hecarim ulting in. Talon has to turn, runs away with the phase rush, goes for a quick turn, gets one little kill pickup. The Yasuo still has 3 stacks on him, and the Pyke needs to be really careful, gets killed on the spot. Yasuo will also die eventually. And these Q buffs on Talon were probably all he needed. I don't really think he needed the damage buffs, all he needed was the Q cooldown buffs. Because this spell's cooldown was way too high. But now you see how much he can do. And just resetting the fight, going in for another combo, dropping the Rake part 1 and 2, and then jumping in with the first ability, proccing the bleed and dealing so much damage. And it's so noticeable to see how much damage it does if you always think about the second auto attack that comes after using the first ability. Ooh. But the Yasuo is still a Yasuo popping Wind Wall instantly means death in the way it just happened. Like, you see the Yasuo popped Wind Wall, walked away from the Wind Wall, there's no way these blades can be stopped anymore, and then he will just die to the bleeding. Like, the bleeding deals such a massive amount of damage. If he happens to deal damage and proc the bleeds, it's over. Because it makes sense, because Talon only has 2 damaging normal abilities and 1 ultimate ability. So his damage must be coming from something else, or his abilities must be dealing more damage. And in this instance, his passive is quite the sizable amount. Like, for example, I played Arena and played Talon, and you wouldn't even imagine how crazy this champion is in Arena if you can play around the first ability in melee range. I even got so lucky, I got the percentage armor pen upgrade, and then I got a black cleaver as well as a mortal reminder later. So the enemy, Alistair, was like, okay, he will survive, but only for his ultimate. And the moment the ultimate fades, this guy just instantly disappeared. And the same happened to all the other tank champions. Like, this champion is genuinely so fun. And the only issue with this champion, look at this combo. Look at him. He's just saying no. Get off my screen, you're dead. And he's just generally so much fun to play, but the biggest issue, he is so much effort compared to other champions like Lee Sin, Kha'Zix, Hecarim, Evelynn. He requires to be aware of what's happening because your escapes are limited to walls. And your combo can be denied. If it's getting denied because you do the proper combo, most of your damage just disappears. And since you're so squishy unless you itemize more defensively, you're easily taken care of if you make a mistake. But yeah, it's just... I really hope that they pick Talon in the tournament I'm casting a little bit more often. And if you're like curious about the tournament, if you check on the channel, the live category of the channel, of the YouTube channel, you see the tournament games. It's like a lovely tournament. Ooh, nice combo onto the Pike. Disappears instantly. Nice Malphite ultimate onto the Hecarim. Hecarim disappears also instantly. The Talon is just taking quick care of them. Just playing with his food, with the Malphite being around. But yeah, the tournament is split into 2 brackets. You have the high elo bracket, which is Sovereign and Challenger. And then the low elo bracket, which is anything GM and below. And they're playing for money, skins, and if you join the Discord server as well, like the Zoo WR, you will be able to win giveaways and participate there. And the goal of the entire thing is just to showcase the community that there are still people trying to make some kind of an esports environment work. Obviously, it doesn't compare to the prime times, but still community is very important for this game to remind people that it's still alive. Now we see some trapping happening. This dragon will be certainly a death sentence if the enemy makes his appearance here. The Olaf cannot just walk in here. The Talon will instantly take care of him. Ooh, we spotted the Olaf. Talon is on the hunt. He sniffed him. Ooh, Olaf, are you sure you want this? I'm not quite certain that you want to mess with that guy with your 126 armor. You will probably just go away. Righteous Glory popped running away. It doesn't really do anything because it only does something by running towards towards enemy champions. Going for a quick combo here. Olaf, you really didn't want to make that one, right? Look at him. He just disappeared. It's just... You just can't make this stuff up. They're like, look at me. I'm gonna BM you, and then... I guess I'm dead. That's weird. How can it ever have happened? An 18-kill Talon just killed me. Surprise! Or he's just too mentally gone from this game. What's also so interesting is the speed at which the Talon jump is executed. Like, look... It's so fast. Going for a quick combo here, the blades will be pulled towards the Pike, and he's just a goner. Set ulting away the Olaf. And yeah, the only issue again, but for this build not so much because he's running the precision tree first, is that he has little sustain, but at least he has some sustain with Bloodline. Which you see, like it's making a difference. Like, look at the damage this guy does. The exhaust, however, denied the combo, and now the Yasuo's on the hunt, goes for a quick little play, but doesn't have ultimate as it seems. He needs to be very careful of the Pyke. He's a big shutdown. The enemy team can still win. Ooh, Pyke going for a quick combo to get some extra damage done, but it isn't enough. Uh-oh. Run away! Oh, Olaf. Too bad your kit is so outdated and you can't jump walls. Feels bad, man. Ooh, Olaf is angry. Look at him. Look at how slow you get. The moment the blade hit you with Cyrilda's Grudge. Look, he can barely move. And like for the jungle Talon build, I just want to know, like I just need to play more games, I guess, to figure out how much sustain I can put into the build to give myself more time on the map without losing too much damage. Like, for example, you all know the Bruiser Kha'Zix I've advertised. There's also a version of this for Bruiser Talon because of all the buffs he's received. Like, he has so much damage now, he doesn't necessarily need to stack lethality items. He can just go for Bruiser items. Again, this will make him a lot more tankier, but it will take away from his burst damage. So the question is, can we completely change the identity of Talon into some Bruiser tank champion that just goes in and doesn't care? Or do we just not need this because of our stealth ability, and if you combo right, we will never be in a position where it's an issue? Also, Starrick's Gauge provides you with a lot of AD on this champion. So if you go for any HP items, you should also consider picking up Starrick's Gauge, because the item is so crazy. Look at the damage he just did to the Yasuo with plated steel caps. And that marks the end of the game. So yeah, it's a very interesting thing to see that Talon now is taking over. People are more talented at using the combo so far, which previously they just never did. Like, it's just a matter of time until they learn even more how to play around this combo, and they'll reach places where you'd be like, how is this even possible? And maybe, who knows, Talon might get nerfed, which would be very good, at least in the damage department, but maybe bump him up in a tankier department. And that is it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to check out the channels in the description below. See you soon for more RiftGuides content.